Means they will authenticate.
Okay.
Yeah, Gopal.
Harish?
Actually, I was on mute. I was talking. Actually, I didn't observe. I was explaining you. It was on mute. So
Okay, no problem. Please go ahead.
yeah. So as she said, Amrita said. When the user request is go to authentication server, from there ticket generating token will be coming. From there it goes to the TGS, which is ticket generating server. When again the ticket generating server will request a token to the user, which will go to the file server.
Mm-hmm.
So the file server again, it goes to the TGS, which is ticket generating server, to just verify whether this token is same or not. Once it is confirms, then the authentication is done.
Okay. All right. So more or less is same thing. So basically the thing is that if any domain user tries to access any specific server, file server or DB server or any server, okay, which is hosted inside the domain, okay, so he needs to authenticate. So this authentication process will be taken care by a third party authentication tool called KDC. Okay. So in this KDC we do have something called, I'll share my screen.
I have joined back, Gopal, but no problem. We will do at last of the class.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem. So yeah, so I was talking like when an user tries to access any server, file server, okay, he's a domain user U1 and he tries to access this file server which is in the domain itself. So so he needs authentication, right? So authentication will be done using the Kerberos authentication. So there is something called it's a third party authentication. So where we do have the key distribution center. Okay. So in key distribution center we have something called authentication server and ticket granting server, not ticket generating, it's a ticket granting server.
Okay.
Okay. KDC is a combination of, key distribution center is a combination of authentication and ticket granting server. So when user try to access this server, right, so first the when he enters the credentials, okay, the moment he enters the credential username and password, the will go to the authentication server. Okay. So he enters some credential, that credential nothing but some secret key, right? The credentials that you are using, it's nothing but a secret key. So that will be directed to the authentication server. Now this authentication server will give you ticket granting ticket. Okay. So you need to take that ticket and then the ticket will be forwarded to the ticket granting server. Now this ticket granting server will authenticate. Okay, it will validate, it will check with the authentication server whether the provided ticket granting ticket is a valid one or not. The moment it receives a confirmation stating that the provided ticket granting ticket is a legitimate ticket, that's when it will issue a token. Okay. Now this token will be sent back to the user, and this user will, okay, this TGS, this ticket granting server will issue a token and say that go and talk to the file server. Now this token will be issued to this user, and again this user will forward this token to the file server. Now this file server will receive a token. Okay. And this file server will again communicate with the ticket granting server and verify whether the provided legitimate token is a legitimate token or not. Legitimate in the sense if it is a valid token or not. Okay. If it is a valid token, so that's when it will give access to the server, otherwise it will deny. So you must be thinking that at each every point, right, at every step of forwarding a token or forwarding the ticket granting ticket, does user has any involvement? No. It's complete a backend process that will be taken care by Kerberos authentication. Okay. You no need to do anything, it's complete a backend process, automatic process. Okay. There is no manual intervention here. It's just that the fact that you need to enter the credentials. Okay. And remaining things will be taken care by them. This is one of the most asked interview question. Okay. So just ensure that you guys are you know on top of this. Okay. Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. uh Okay, so you guys have created something called user. Amrita, have you created a
Yes.
user?
Yes. Yes.
Created a user, and have you tried to log in using the user credentials on the domain controller?
Uh, yeah, I tried that one.
Okay.
Gopal,
Yes.
no, it's almost done from server side. So if I click install, it'll ask for me to reboot. So shall I do
Yes,
it?
yes, 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 yes. You need to reboot that one. The VM will be rebooted the moment it install all the roles on this AD roles specifically.
Yeah.
And we when we promote the server to a domain controller, so it will reboot. So see, the best practice is that for all the roles which we are going to install on the server might not need reboot. Okay, but
Okay.
possibly if you get a chance to reboot, so check for the downtime and install the roles and get that reboot done.
Mm.
Okay, perfect. All right, so have you got any idea about this child domain? What is child domain and what is parent domain? Let's say it's a techieheads.com, right? This is
Mhm.
nothing but a parent domain, and if you are having in this domain I need to create one child domain, so I can create that at one as well. So windows.techieheads.com, this is nothing but the child domain. Or
Yeah.
so this is forming a tree kind of thing, so
Mm.
we can call this as a tree. This is a tree. This is a tree.
Mm.
Okay, group of domains. All right. Okay, so there is something called that I need to talk today about. See, we're gonna talk something about this organizational unit. Okay, what do we mean by organization unit? Basically, this organ. So I'm hoping you guys are making a notes of notes, the things which we are discussing in this class, right?
Yeah.
And also the same thing you will find the in the notes as well, the one which I shared. Okay, this is nothing but organization unit is nothing but it's a logical container. Okay, which is hold to, which is used to hold the object. Now, when we talk about this object, so object can be anything here. Okay, it can be users. Okay, computers, anything. Okay, this is nothing but the logical container. Got it? It's a OU. It's a kind of this. It is greatly based on the branch. Well, let's say the reason is, let's say in my company, okay, in my organization, I do have different branches. Okay, like I have called, let's say it's a Hyderabad branch. I have some Delhi branch. I have some uh, Bengaluru branch. Okay, so I want to segregate the people of Hyderabad, Bangalore, employees of Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Delhi. So I will create an OU, organization unit, and where I'll be adding the users which we are creating in this Active Directory. So we can move that users or to this OU, or we can create the users and then move it, or directly we can navigate to the OU and create users there for the Hyderabad users, Bangalore users, right? For branch. Or else if is based on like department wise, let's say we have something called IT team. Okay, and we have something called HR team, right? We have something called marketing team. Okay, so all these, likewise we can segregate the users, and we can, the reason why we need to segregate the users, because see, all the IT people, the all the IT users must be having the same set of access provided towards the server, on the server. Likewise for the HR and for the marketing. Okay, so if I need to apply some policy from that, so policy, when we talk about the policy, there is something called group policy that I need to talk, I will talk about it. Okay, this is nothing but where group policy is nothing but the set of rules that will be permissions that will be allowed to a particular users. So if I need to give some set of permissions to some set of users. Okay, so what I can do, I can move all the users in this container and I will apply a policy on this container itself, so that it will be applied for all the users who are a part of this container. Like, say for example, this is a IT container, right? For IT container and for HR container. Okay, if you want me to give more this one, let's say consider this as an, okay, OU. This is for IT people. Okay, and I have other as well. This is for HR people. HR doesn't need much access. HR people don't need much access on the server, right? They need some applications access, so which we're gonna provide it. Okay, consider these two are OUs. Okay, okay, so I have people here in the HR, one, user two, user three. Consider this as a people. These are peoples, these are employees, okay, who are a part of, these employees are part of HR team, and these are employees of the IT team. Okay, I need to set some policies mean I need to give them permission. Let's say IT team must be having access to the server, okay, to multiple applications. Okay, let's say they have access to the 5 applications which are there on the server, and HR needs to have access only to uh, 2 applications. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna create a container with the name HR, and I will move all the peoples in this HR OU and set a group policy. Okay, set a group policy stating where these people, this team only should access these 2 applications on the server. Okay, likewise for IT team, I can set a policy where these people can access all the 5 applications which are hosted on the server. Okay, so these are the real-time scenarios where we need to have this OU created. Okay, especially for the different teams, not with the branch wise. I gave you an example, but in real-time scenarios, we need something called this IT team, HR team, marketing team. So all this team, again, IT team will be divided into multiple teams. Windows team, right? Windows team, Azure cloud team, network team. Likewise, we can create a multiple OUs, and accordingly we can set a policy on it. Okay, any doubts or anything?
Gopal, means like a branch wise, it will be a different way we need to set the policy. Means if in IT department there are, like you said, there are multiple applications. So for
Hmm.
that particular application, we will set means for that application we will create a container and then add users in that, or how it will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's say you have a Hyderabad branch and you do have Bangalore branch and Delhi
Yeah.
branch. Okay, Hyderabad is also having IT team, Bangalore
Hmm.
is also having IT team. Okay, so what I would suggest you to do is that I would ask you to create one IT team.
Okay.
Okay, IT team container with IT team.
Hmm.
Okay, inside this OU, create another OU with
Okay.
Hyderabad branch.
Hmm.
Okay, and another OU with Bangalore branch and
Okay.
Delhi branch, and accordingly you can apply the policies. That can
Okay.
also be done. Okay, that
Okay.
is nothing but the nested organization unit which you are going to create. That's all.
Okay. And
Got it?
if, yeah, if because we create a IT container and inside that we will create a OU like Hyderabad, like a city wise, branch wise, we will set.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can create.
Yeah,
You
but
can
in
create.
that OU, some people who belongs to means they don't have access on that suppose like a Windows application. They don't want access. So for that again we will create a different OU inside that Hyderabad branch, or how it will.
Okay. Okay. So in again, let's say you have a IT branch. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
branch. So you have created the OU, and then inside the IT you have created this for another OU, one for Hyderabad branch and one for Bangalore branch.
Yes.
So again in Hyderabad branch for IT people, you want to restrict the uh, you want to give access up to only for few people, right? Let's
Mm.
say you have a 50 members in Hyderabad IT branch.
Okay.
Okay, you want to give access to the 20 people.
Hmm.
Okay, and for 30 people you don't want to give.
Hmm.
So what you can do inside the Hyderabad branch, you can again create another OU inside this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
two
we can
OU you can.
create a multiple OU like that. Means
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. You
Okay.
can
Okay.
do that, and you can provide the access accordingly.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So Uma, Harish, any doubt, anything?
No, no.
So once we are done, we are going to create a OU right now. Okay, Harish, I would want you to just create, or if Uma is ready, so we can ask Uma as well, or Amruta, any one of you can. Okay, so we will create this OU and we'll show you the live. Okay, how this will be done. Okay, so next thing is something called groups. Okay, groups. So why do we need to create a groups is something else. This is object of Active Directory. Okay, and we it is used to configure the permissions. Okay, so why the OU can be done? So you might be thinking that OU and groups are same. No, it's not same. Okay, you can think that groups and OUs are same, but no, it's not same. The reason being like, I'll put something in this way. Let's say this is OU. Okay, this is groups. Okay, so when OU is created, okay, so in OU we create objects. We create objects. Okay, and OUs are configured to apply group policies. Group policies can be applied at OU level. Okay, I was talking about like this is a OU, and here we can set a policy, we can apply some group policy. So group policies can be applied to this at OU level. But when it comes to the groups are nothing but we can add objects here. Okay, grouping is nothing but here we are creating an object, but here we are adding the object. We are add object to the group, we are adding objects to the group, adding object. Okay, and also group are basically used to give permissions. So let's say I have some group. Okay, some group of people, like for uh, say for manager team. Okay, I have some group. Okay, so this manager group. Okay, I'll create one group called manager group, and here I do have some 4 to 5 members. 4 to 5 members, I need to give some set of permissions to them. Okay, so I can configure this permission at this group. So I can delegate the permission means I can give some permission to this group kind of thing. Okay,
So, like a distribution group, distribution list in that
yes,
way.
yes,
Means we can give send as send on behalf access like that.
right.
Okay.
That's nothing but delegation of control.
Delegation. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so the next level would be, just a moment. Okay, now this is delegation of control. Okay, so what we're going to do is that delegation of control means we are delegating some control to other people. It means what we are doing, we are sharing his or her permission or authorities is okay to their colleagues or group or user, okay, like senior admin or junior admin. And what do we mean by this? Okay, so what I would say that, let's suppose in any organization, in any organizations, there would be on, one server admin cannot do all the task. Okay, one server admin cannot do all the tasks. He need to delegate the permission, means he needs to give permission to the fellow colleagues as well. Okay, so what I would say, so let's say I have we are a part of server admin, we all four are part of server admin team. Okay, so again in this we have, like, let's say Uma, Harish, Amruta, and lastly it's me. Okay, we are a part of this admin group, IT admin group or server admin group. Okay, so what I cannot, organization very use a single person cannot manage everything. So what he needs to do is that, let's say I'm the super user here. Okay, I'm having control of everything, of the server and everything. What I'll do that, the authorities that I have, so I'll just share some authorities to Harish, okay, some to Uma, and few to Amruta. See, if any user is raising a request to raise a password change, you can do that. And if any user is requesting to access to any file, you can provide permission. You can give permission to him. So likewise, okay, likewise, I can delegate my authorities to these folks and I can distribute my work so that on behalf of me, they can also take it, because this smaller thing doesn't need my intervention. Okay, it can be done without me, right? So in that scenarios, that's how, in real time scenarios the work will be segregated and you will be provided permission. Let's say if you have completed this course and if you are going and sitting, like, you might think that, I be hired as a senior administrator or junior administrator, right? No, actually the thing is that there will always be senior administrator in the team who is the experienced one, and he will delegate some controls to you, his authorities to you. Okay, will assign you and will teach your responsibilities. He'll, ask you to fulfill those responsibilities, like creating a user or, giving a permission to that user. So again, your access to the server will be restricted, but again you will be doing the admin task.
Okay.
Getting me?
Yes.
So sharing admin authorities to their colleagues or other folks will be calling as delegation of control. I am delegating, I'm sharing my controls, okay,
Okay.
to the other folks. Okay,
Yeah.
any doubts, anything, Uma, Harish?
No.
Okay, are you guys able to understand, are able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So, one question, Gopal. So, in that case, means as an admin, we can also change the delegate. We can also provide access to the user or colleague. So, in that case, like some groups or something. So, there are two types of options. Means owner or that thing. So, if
Mhm.
we set a owner, so user by himself he can add means his group member to that group, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know where you are coming from. From Azure, we do have different types of access in RBAC. Okay, so if we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about that here, so these folks will get confused. So I really don't
No,
want to
I
do that.
just okay, okay, no
Yes,
problem.
yes, yes. What you said is right. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
we are making other people as an owner on the CD portal, on this Azure portal, so
Yeah.
that they can make the work, on behalf of us. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
we can basically indirectly we are sharing our workload. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, okay, yesterday I talked something about this forest and everything, right? So there is something more that I need to talk about this logical structure of Active Directory. Okay, please make a note of all these things. So in logical structure of Active Directory, what all things that we have would be domain, okay, trees and forest. If you have multiple domains, that will become a tree. If you have multiple tree, that will become forest. Okay, forest is nothing but group of trees. Okay, trees are nothing but group of domain controllers, domains you can call. Okay, got it. All right, so let's talk something about the domain. Okay, so when there is domain, okay, so what do we mean by domain? Okay, this is nothing but it's a logical secure admin boundary. Logical secure admin boundary means domain. Let's say a few minutes ago Harish has created one domain controller and gives some domain name which is nothing but Azure practice, right?
Yes.
Okay, azurepractice.com.
Dot
Okay,
com.
the user or the organization unit or anything that I'm going to create under this domain will be limited to this domain. So inside this domain, what all servers, what all users, what all things that I do have, so all this we communicated here only. Okay, and let's say this is Azure practice is a domain, okay, which is created by Harish. Okay, so here inside this domain, Harish can create anything. He can create like servers, he can create objects, okay, he can create any user, okay, he can likewise, okay, user, okay, he can create a server, okay, likewise. Getting me? So all these are under this domain. So what do we mean by domain? Domain, it's nothing but is a logical secure boundary. So the person who is outside, okay, if I'm not a domain user, means my ID is not ending with azurepractice.com or azure at the rate azurepractice.com. Okay. Just a moment. My maid has come. Just a moment. I'll just sorry guys, I'm back. Okay. So so I was talking where I have created this domain and I have created a user. Okay, so this user is a part of this domain. Okay, so his ID would be like let's say Hari's at the rate practice.com. Okay, he's a part of this domain. Okay, and let's say I'm not a domain user. If I'm trying to access this specific server from outside world, I won't be able to say this is an internet. Okay, and I have some my laptop here. Okay, and if I want to access this server, I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to do that because I'm not a part of this domain. Okay, now there is a logical secure admin boundaries there here. That's nothing but a domain. If I'm a part of this domain, that's a different thing. Then I'll be able to access. Okay, getting me?
Yes.
All right, Amrita, Uma,
Yes, yes.
perfect. Then what else? This is a domain. Okay, and inside this domain, I have Active Directory, or I will call it's a domain controller. DC1. Okay, so can any one of you tell me where exactly the file will save? Domain controller or Active Directory file, where exactly it will save?
In NTDS.
So while exactly ntds.dit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is the DB for this domain controllers or Active Directory we can call
Mm,
AD.
while installing, it showed actually.
Yes, yes, system 32,
Yes. Yes.
Windows
Yeah.
and ntds.dit.
Yes.
Okay, ntds.dit. This is an interview question. What do we call that file name? Okay, so in this domain controller, so this is a server again. Okay, so it will be providing a services. So let's say in this domain I do have, in this domain let's say I do have the, consider this as my systems. Okay, and these are my systems. Okay, likewise I have nearly 2000 system. Okay, so I need to take the backup and everything. I'll take the backup and everything. Okay, I'll take the backup of this domain control as well every day. So okay, so what happens? So what is the disadvantage of this single domain controller? I have only domain controller one. And what is the disadvantage of this domain controller? So this domain controller is hosted, let's say at this time, let it take to Kerala. Okay, Uma, now you have to tell the answer. This domain controller is at your hometown. This domain controller is hosted in Kerala. What is the disadvantage of this? And let's say due to some reason, XYZ reason, some disaster happens or some flood happens. Okay, so how should we protect? So but these the applications which are there on this domain controller are very critical, and there are nearly 2000 of users who are connecting to this server. And these users nothing but the software developers, right, and testers, right, business analysts and marketing people, many people are there, and they are using this domain controller because they will be getting authentication and everything using these credentials, domain controller, right? So due to some reason, some flood comes or some disaster happens, and you know and the services are domain controller is down. So how should we overcome this? Uma, are you there? Can you hear us?
Sir, I'm there. I don't want to say something stupidity. That's the reason.
No, no. See, let it be stupidity. No problem. We want to listen from you also.
It should be maintained in different other, zones as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you mean to say that you need to have redundancy? You want to have another domain controller as well?
I'm not very sure, but usually like maintaining data in different place as well. So in some like this issue, calamitic issues come, it will not affect.
Exactly. Okay. So what you said is right. Okay. So that's not a stupid answer. Okay. Which you were thinking of. So like Uma said, so due to some reason, okay, this domain controller went down. Okay. So we should have another domain controller, which is nothing but the backup domain controller. Okay. Okay. Let's say it's a DC2 and it is there in the what do you call it's in Kerala, so let it be in Mumbai. Okay, the backup domain controller or BDC we can call.
So this BDC we need to create or just selecting
Yes, 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 yes,
will be there
yes.
any option to select directly create as it is application?
No, no, what we need to do is that when we need to install the BDC, how do we create a BDC? Is like we can have another server. Okay, we can install the Active Directory role on that, but we don't need to promote that as an we can promote that as well as a domain controller. It's a part of the same domain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the time of creating a domain, so it was asking whether you want to add this in a new forest or so, right? So what you can do is that add this domain controller to the existing forest. That
Okay.
forest name, okay, the forest which you're creating, the domain which you're creating.
Mhm.
Okay, so there you need to create. We will create that as well.
So after creating, if I made any changes in DC1, automatically it will replicate in DC2?
Exactly, the replication should be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every 1 hour or there is some time frame. I'll tell you that. So during the time frame, so continuous replication will be there. Okay, so the things which are getting updated, the same thing will be replicated here, vice versa also. Okay.
Okay, one more question, last question. Like, so when BDC, we need to create at the same time when DC1 is created, or at any stage we can create BDC?
At any stage we can create, but ideally Microsoft recommends to create in the real time scenarios. Okay, this is not a small organization which create active domain controller and all. So at the
Mm.
time of creating we need to have the backup as well for the same at the same time. So it is advisable to create the backup domain controller at the same time when we are promoting the primary domain controller. Okay, so we
Okay.
can call this as an PDC DC1 as an PDC primary domain controller. Okay, this one
Mm.
we can call it as a BDC backup domain controller. Okay, so what is the disadvantage of having single domain controller is like, if disaster happens, okay, so entire network collapse. If this is not available, user won't be able to authenticate, they won't be able to log in. And also like let's say up to 2000 users it can manage. So let's say if users are keep on increasing, so authentication will become slow because the load will be more on the domain controller, right? And uh, so that's the reason in order to overcome this, so we need to have another domain controller which is nothing but the backup domain controller. Okay, and we can and fault tolerance will happen. So not only disaster due to some network glitch, if this is not up, this is now, this is down, but we cannot have the users, okay, or our applications to be down, right? So the same services and everything will be provided from this domain BDC or alternate domain controller. Okay, and also it will balance the load. Let's suppose here the load is more. Okay, so at the same time we can set some rules kind of thing, or we can set some metrics where it will be sharing the load among themselves. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
But again, the problem is, again there are some for anything that you take. Okay, anything that you take, so for every anything that you take is having the pros and cons. Okay, so having alternate or backup domain controller is having some disadvantages. Okay, but we need to have that. The disadvantage is like, replication is slow. Okay, replication will happen slow because the reason is that if the backup is maintained in the same location, so replication will be fast. If it is in a different location, the replication will be slow because of the distance and all, right? And apart from that, the users who are doing their work will be again saving the data, so that data will be saved somewhere in the db, right? The data will be saved somewhere in the db. If we have multiple users, so database will keep on increasing. Okay, database will keep on increasing. That is the only challenge that we have. But apart from that, I think comparatively to advantage, disadvantages are very slow, so that's the reason we are having the alternate domain controller. Okay. Okay, so on the other day I was talking about this child domain and the parent domain. All right, this is the same boat. I was talking like azurepractice.com, techieheads.com, and then azuretechieheads.com. So what is, if we have the multiple child domain, what is the issue? Okay, because the name is very, domain name would be very lengthy. Okay, so that is the only challenge that we have. Okay, great. So all right, so now it's lap time. So please go ahead and share your screen, any one of you. Yeah, it's still rebooting.
Oh, no,
It will take time usually when we
uh,
install the Active Directory and all. Okay, it's up.
it's up,
Okay.
but user creation is pending.
Uh,
I'll do it.
right now we will do that. Okay. So now go to the manage. Okay, from here. Okay, no, not manage. No, go to the tools. Okay, go to the Active Directory users and computers. Okay, so here you have created a domain. So if you can expand, yes, you'll see built in how many domain controllers you have. You can see how many domain controllers you have. This is the only domain controller
Yes.
you have. Okay, this is the only domain controller.
Hmm.
Okay, if you need to have another domain controller, if you're added, so you can see the same here, another domain controller as well.
Okay.
Okay, so if you click on the users, so how many users you have? Okay, these are the by default, these are the built-in accounts.
Yes.
Schema admin, domain admin, these are some security groups.
Correct.
Okay, the domain users are nothing but group of peoples.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's say if you want, oh, okay, so now what I would want you to do is that go to the azurepractice.com.
Hmm.
Okay, just give a right click, create organization unit, go to the new, create organizational unit.
Okay.
Okay, now give the organizational unit name as IT.
Hmm.
Click OK. Okay, now give a right click on the IT. Now go to the new, Again, go to the organization unit, right? In IT, give a name like Delhi. Okay, now click OK. Okay,
Yeah.
now you are inside this Delhi OU. Okay,
Yeah.
now I create a user in this Delhi organization unit. New user. Okay, give some first name, and this user would be login with the domain credentials.
Hmm. Just go this. Okay, already in domain. Yeah. So user must change password to the next login. Shall I keep that down and go click on next?
Yes. Click on finish. Okay,
Done. Yeah.
now this is the only user that we have in this domain, so that is the reason we can directly navigate and make the changes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say we have thousand of users and you
Correct.
just only know the name, so how do you find out? So what you're
Delegate.
gonna do is
No.
no, go to the azurepractice.com,
Okay.
give a right click,
Hmm.
click on find,
Yeah.
give the name Harish, click on find now. See here, you will be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, the Harish which is there, it's a built-in account, it's a local account at the time of joining.
Okay.
Okay, the Harish is the what is a domain user.
Hmm.
Got it? If you
Yes.
need to make any changes for this, the task that admin does is like give a right click here on this user, not
Hmm.
here, not at the bottom, the second one, Harish V.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, see here.
Oh,
Okay, you can reset the password of this. Usually we get this type of request to reset the
correct.
password.
Correct.
Okay, we can do that. And if you want to add this user to a particular group, you can do it from here if the group is already being created. As this
Okay.
is not created, so you won't be able to see any group right now. Okay,
Okay.
and if you need to unlock his account, so what to do, just go to the properties.
Hmm.
Okay, see here there
Oh,
is something called account.
yeah.
Okay, so here you can click on the unlock account. If the account is locked, you can
Yeah.
check.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, if the
Okay.
account is if this account is locked due to uh,
Instead of
multiple
password.
times wrong, it's wrong entry of the password multiple times, so it will be locked. Okay, so
Okay.
it will show that user is locked, so you can click here and check this option, click on apply, it will unlock.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and also you can check, also you can uh, you know select on the top, just select member of
Mhm.
member of member of.
Oh, starting. Okay.
Okay, now he's a part of the domain users, and
Okay. I
if you
can
want to, if you
add.
want to add him as a part of the administration administrator, you can click here, add. Okay, just type the name as administrator there, admin, and click on check names. Okay, by default administrator scheme, right?
Yeah.
So click on OK. Now this user is also a part of administrator group.
Okay. Okay.
Likewise, we can provide him the permission.
Hmm.
Okay, let's suppose there is a user who doesn't have access to the remote desktop to take RDP to the server. What we can do by default, let's say, so by default, administrator and domain user having the domain administrator is having RDP to the access to the
Hmm.
RDP.
Hmm.
Okay, let's suppose I have created a user who doesn't have access, who doesn't have RDP access to a particular server. So
Hmm.
I will go to that user properties. Okay, here click on add,
Hmm.
go click on add and remote desktop. Just type remote desktop users, remote desktop. So check names. You'll find remote desktop users. Click there. Okay. Now this user will also be take RDP to the servers.
Oh,
Okay. So this
got it.
is where we usually get a request that this user is not able to RDP to the server, is not
Hmm.
able to connect remotely. So this is where you can come and check if he's a
Okay.
member of this remote desktop users group or not. If he's not, so probably we're gonna go ahead and add him here.
Okay. Okay.
This how we do. Okay.
Yeah. So if I want to do like not find name. For example, if I want to do for the whole, for example, in Delhi there are almost 10 users. If I want
Hmm.
to give at a time, then
Okay. So do one thing. So in that case, so what you need to do is that just give a right click, go to the properties.
here or user practice.
No, no. What you can do is that manage. Click on manage by. Okay. No worries. Just close it off. Okay, so you can come to okay, just go to the run command.
Run command.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, so just type lusrmgr srmgr dot msc local users management group. Okay, so you can close this window. Okay, uh just a moment. No, 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 not here, not here.
Hmm.
Just go to this what you call the built-in. Okay, and also the computers. Just give a right click on this IT Delhi. What it source. Go to the properties. Yeah, just go to the properties. So what you can do is that just a moment, go to this Delhi. So he's the only user. Create a one more user.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I will do one more user here. Hmm.
What you can do is that in that case you can create not OU. You can create a group.
Hmm.
Okay. So just give a right click on the Azure practice. Go to new. Just a moment. There is something called group. Just give RDP group. RDP users group.
Hmm. Okay, global.
Yeah, let it be global. Click on OK. Okay. Refresh. RDP security group you have created. Okay, so go to this users, not users. Go to this group, security group. Sorry, the one which you created. RDP users is there, right? Security group. Just give a right click. Go to the properties. Okay, click on the members. So here you can add the members, the users. Harish, check names. Check names. Yeah, click OK. Okay, and other user also. Check names. Click apply. OK. Okay, now give a right click. Go to properties again. So there is something called member of.
Yeah.
Okay, click add RDP, RD, RDS or remote desktop.
Yeah.
No, no. RDS,
RDS. Okay.
remote desktop or remote desktop. Just type remote desktop. No. Remote desktop. Just type remote desktop. Remote. Yeah, click on check name. Just type remote and you'll be able to check names. Remote desktop users. Okay, click OK. Apply. So now all these users of the security group is having access to this.
Hmm.
Okay, this is how we can do that. We can
Okay.
add them to a security group. Okay, but OU we cannot give the access. The being is that it's a container, just a container. But if we
Okay.
need to delegate the control or anything, so that's what we can do at the group level, security group.
Okay.
Okay, clear? Any doubts or anything?
No, right now, no.
Okay, Uma, Amruta, any doubts you guys are having? I would want you guys to perform the same activity.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, that's all for today. So, any doubts or anything that you have, guys?
Uh, so any like task or anything?
I'll give you today.
Okay.
I'll assign the task today.
So actually at the first I did not listen that. So the mail which you have sent, exactly what is that? Zip file?
Zip file, it's a AD notes,
Oh, notes.
Active
Okay.
Directory notes.
Okay. Okay.
It has all the lab process also, step by step labs and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can follow that because it's an
So
internal Microsoft document which I have acquired. So, all these documents were created by me only when I was just giving training. So I just kept a copy with me.
so now do I need to click stop here?
Yes. If it is not in use, you can need to click on stop. Otherwise, you will be charged accordingly.
Okay. So I have to close the remote desktop first, then I have to stop it. Okay.
Yes. Or else if you just stop this virtual machine, so by default that will be stopped. RDP will goes off.
Okay. But I have to stop it, right?
Yes, you have to stop it.
Okay.
So it's a standard practice when your RDP is not in use, so you need to sign out. Don't click on cross symbol. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't close it directly. I'll tell you the reason tomorrow because there is some instance happens. So next time the user won't be able to take RDP multiple times. The standard practice is that we need to log off gracefully out of the server. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's all for today, and we'll tomorrow. And today I'm gonna assign you the task. Uma, please, if you have any doubts, please ping me. Okay, you can ping me personally or ping in the group. Okay, and also just try to. I'll just assign you the task. You guys in a few minutes later, and then please get that done before tomorrow's session. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. That's all for today. Bye, team, and take care. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, Gopal.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank.
Thank
Thank.
you.
Bye.